Pack a bowl, my friend, and don't forget to pass that blend. Pack it up, my friend, and then we'll ride up and we'll smoke in the ashes in the end. Pack a bowl, my friend. Pass me that blend, would you? Welcome back in, y'all. It is good to see you, as always, here on Sunday. It's about 4:20 p.m. here on my little homestead. Today, going to go ahead and talk about some things, but show you, more importantly, I did get started on those stems for the cobs. Real busy weekend, y'all, doing a lot of work, but I promised you that I would get started on these stems, and I definitely did, and they're going along really good. And then a question for y'all when it comes to those stems and some other things. But out of the way, let's get in it, y'all. Today I am smoking my Rossi. Yeah. Okay, no, wait a minute. This isn't my Rossi. This is the La Roca. Okay. Corrected myself. Kind of looked like my Rossi too, but it's a La Roca. And I made a new stem for this a while back, and some of you have seen this stem. I call it my Listerine green stem because it looks just like that color of Listerine, the mouthwash. But yeah, nice long stem, just a small bend in it, and it's a fishtail. On, of course, like I said, my La Roca. It's good stuff. In the pipe is H&H Burley Flake. That's right. Pressed pipe tobacco from H&H. Macbian. Really like the Burley Flake. If you're a Burley lover, you'll definitely like it. It's just pure Burley, and it's pressed. Good stuff. Take some out, crumble it up, and well, it's not a crumble, it's a flake, but you know what I'm saying. Rub it out and let it dry out for not too long because it's not that moist. Load up the pipe and enjoy. Burley is really good with a cup of coffee, that's for sure, which I am not doing today, at least right now. I am drinking some cherry wine. It's kind of like a soda. I don't find this but one place, at least for me. Every time there's a country store called Atwood's here in Texas, and I think they're in other places too, but mainly around the Texas area. I think they're in Oklahoma and some other places, but they have this soda there, and it's like a cherry soda. And when I go, it's like a treat. I get me just one of them, and a couple days later, I drink it, and kind of a treat to myself. That's about the only soda I drink. I don't drink sodas anymore, and I'd like to think I'm better for it. I used to be a Coke drinker. I know the two big ones out there are Coke and Pepsi. I was a Coke drinker. My dad was a Pepsi drinker, so we always had to have two different styles in the place. Um, but I drank Coke. Shoot, all the way up until I'd say about maybe 6 or 7 years ago. I quit drinking sodas altogether. It was rough. It was tough. But it's something I felt I needed to do for me. Because basically, yeah, I wasn't drinking any water at all. All I would have was coffee in the morning, which had a little water, and then sodas for the rest of the day, all the way until the evening. Sometimes I'd have milk with my dinner, my supper, but other than that, it was a lot of soda, and just I felt it just not good. In moderation, I'm sure it's fine, but I'm not that type of person, y'all. Once I go, I get to go and I go, and it's hard for me to be moderate. Um, but I guess that's basically my whole life. I either do it all the way or I don't do it at all. That's just the way it goes. There's no little bit in between for me when it comes to a lot of things in my life. Um, but either way, like I said, smoking that burley, enjoying my little soda here. Let's get into it, y'all. I got some pictures to show you, and we're going to get into those in a little bit. Um, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to take a moment, probably longer than a moment. I'm long-winded, y'all, and I wanted to talk about hobbies. Um, some say that smoking a pipe is a hobby, and that may very well be true for a lot of people. And then some of us, it's a daily function that we enjoy a pipe almost daily, all day long. So it all depends on who you are, what you're all about, whether you want to call it a hobby. I don't call it a hobby. I just say I'm a smoker. I'm a pipe smoker. That's it. Um, some of you may call it a hobby, and that's fine. But what I do call hobbies are, of course, playing music, um, doing my leather work, dabbling in pipes, making stems, things of that nature, and then just working around my homestead. Yeah. I've had a lot of hobbies over the years, but those main hobbies have always been a creative hobby, are the ones that stay with me that I enjoy. Um, it does my soul well to create. And when I get done with a creation, majority of the times I give it away. It's just the act of doing it, and then seeing the end product and being done and give it away so someone can enjoy it. I mean, how much can I have? I want to keep making it, well, whatever that might be, give it away. But now, a lot of hobbies out there, a lot of people ask me why I do what I do, giving things away. And there may be a bunch of people say, well, he just wants to, buy friendship. He just wants to, um, you know, basically buy people to like him. And that's far from the truth. Um, I definitely can find my own friends without buying anything or giving anything. That's for true. Um, it's just simply uh, it's what I like to do, y'all. And if a person enjoys it, well, there's my payback. Um, I like to see somebody smile when I give them something, and like to know that they're using something that I made, and they're getting enjoyment or use out of it. But most hobbies, uh, you don't get much in return for your hobby. I mean, for instance, let's take some hobbies. So if you're a golfer, I don't golf, y'all, but I know people who do. And I've been, a lot of people want me to go golfing with them. I tell them, nope, can't do it. Because, like I said, I'll either do it all the way or I don't do it at all. And I know me. So I'm not going to do it. But I mean, to get started, you'd have to buy some clubs. Or maybe you rent some, or maybe you borrow some from a friend. But you get what I'm saying. If you like the hobby, you're going to buy your own clubs, and those can be expensive. A starter set of clubs, I don't know what they're going for, but I know friends of mine talk about getting just one iron, and they'll pay hundreds of dollars for this thing, just for that one special putter driver that they got to have. And now I talk about green fees. You get green fees out there, and while you're on, while you're golfing, you got to have something to drink. Um, so you may buy some beers or whatever it is you're going to take out there on the greens with you. And then you got to maybe you want to rent a mode of transportation. You don't want to walk. It's a very large course. So you rent a golf cart. And now, of course, you got to wear the shoes. So you buy some shoes, and so on and so forth. A lot of money. So once you've got that initial amount of, we'll call them tools for the hobby that have been purchased, then you're just paying those normal green fees and something to drink and things of that nature. But either way, you're going to go through the whole day and you're going to have a good time. There's no doubt, if that's what you enjoy. And at the end of your day, you go home with nothing. Maybe you like to collect firearms and go to the range. That can be a very expensive hobby also. It's a necessity in my book, but it's also a hobby. So you go and you buy your first firearm, and that can be anywhere from $100 all the way to thousands. It all depends on what you choose at that point. You got to buy some ammunition. If you're going to go to the range, you're going to buy some range plinking ammunition, whatever. But you're also going to need to buy some home defense ammunition. And you're going to go the day. You're going to pay for range fees if you go to a range. Maybe you go outside your backyard. Maybe you go over to a friend's place and they've got a backyard where they can, shoot freely. But so you're going to pay for all that. Maybe you want to juice it up. You want to get an extra, modify your trigger. Maybe you want to modify your sights. Whatever it might be, you modify the weapon. And maybe then you decide, well, I got this one, but I want that one, and this one, and that one, and this one. Yes, sir. It gets very expensive. And sometimes, y'all, it just don't stop when it comes to firearms. Um, Heavy discipline is what I use. But you see what I'm saying? So you buy a lot, you go to the range, you fire off a bunch of brass flying everywhere, and you leave with nothing but your weapon in your hand. Majority of the time, you're going to fire off everything you got, and you leave empty. But you can go on. Let's talk about skiing. Snow drops, and you're going to pay for your lift tickets and so on and so forth. But you got to have all the latest gear, and so all these hobbies get very expensive, and you basically go home with nothing. Maybe you're just a guy that likes to go to the bar, have a couple pitchers of beer, play some pool, maybe shoot the shit with your buddies. You still go home with nothing. So let's talk about my hobby of leather. And some of you that do leather work, you'll understand, you'll know, and maybe you feel the same way. I can go to a leather shop and buy me a hide of leather. Majority of the time, it's about a half side of leather hide, so half of a cow, unless I buy the front shoulder or belly, whatever, depends on what I'm making. And I pay, sometimes I can get it on sale, anywhere from $60 to $100 for this hide. And I can get a lot of projects made from that hide. Now, yeah, I got to buy my tools. I've got to buy equipment, things of that nature. But once they're bought, they're bought. Good to go. So all I'm paying for now at that point is leather and certain incidentals to continue on with my hobby. But at the end, I actually get something out of it. Either I've made something for myself that I can keep for almost a lifetime, or I give it to somebody, they enjoy it. And now you may say, well, Johnny, if you gave it away, you didn't get nothing. No, I did get something. Just like y'all, when you go out and you do your favorite hobby, you get that memory, that fun time. Maybe you talk with your friends about afterwards. Hey, me and Joe, we went golfing on Saturday. It was great, and all the things that you did on that day, or whatever it was. But you got something to talk about. Well, in my case, I make a piece of leather project. I look at it when I'm done and feel the joy of being creative. I love to be creative. I'm not always successful, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to try. And I'll keep trying until I get it, until I'm happy with what I'm doing. And then I give it away. Or maybe it's something I made for myself and I got it for a lifetime. But since I can make stuff, I turn around and I make more. But either way, so hobbies like this, now let's go even one step further. I make something and I send it to y'all. So I'm paying anywhere from 5 to um, $10 to send it. If it's going overseas, somewhere around $20 to $30. So the price of the leather and my time to do it, to enjoy it, and then somebody wins it, and I send it to them. It all works out in the end. I feel good. I feel creative. I've enjoyed it. I've got pictures of them. If I want to go back and revisit, what I made, if I've sent it away. Um, so it's not like I'm doing myself wrong. Some people say, "Oh, you should be selling, selling, making big bucks." I'm like, no, no, I don't do that. Maybe someday when I'm retired, maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Um, but I'm not, and I don't really need the money. So to me, right now, it's a hobby. I enjoy doing it. So making pipe stems, dabbling around with a pipe, and here recently, I just gave that pipe to that I made to Ronnie, Mr. Ronnie Adams. By the way, sir, my old holster will be coming your way. I didn't respond. I'm sorry. Um, but you were the one that asked for it, and I'm going to send it to you. But either way, so that's the reason why I do it. Now, there are times when I make something, do something for people, and I see and I realize that they're taking advantage of me. Um, and the way I figure that out is they get real greedy and they don't stop. They just keep asking, keep asking, keep asking. Nothing wrong with asking. Um, and then in return, nothing. Sometimes not even a thank you. Um, if I see that, I cut that person off real quick and I'll never do nothing for you again. Um, and I think most of us would be that way. So every once in a while, not too often, every once in a great while, I come across a person who wants to take advantage of you. And when I catch it, when I sniff them out, well, that don't happen again. At least not with that person. Because generally, I'm a very trusting person right off the bat. I may have just met you, but until you lose my trust, you'll have it. Unless, of course, I just see some huge red flags right off the bat, then that's a different story. Most people are good. Most people, I give them my trust until they do me wrong, and then now you're done. And chances that you win it back are very slim. That's the way I do those things, y'all. That's why I do it. Enjoy your hobbies. I enjoy mine. Um, let's get on. Now, told you it was really cold in my garage. I remedied that problem. I went over to a friend's house and he had a forced air propane heater, and that thing just kicked ass. It took care of that garage in no time. In fact, we had to shut it down because we were getting hot. So it was 39 degrees in my garage, very cold. And I fired up this thing right here. Let's go over here and I'll show it to you. I fired this thing up, y'all. Propane. And I'd say within about 20 minutes or so, that garage was at 71 degrees. It was amazing, just amazing. And so I actually turned it down because it was getting a little too hot. And there you go. Started working on stems, y'all. Started taking care of business. I did start some stems. Let's get back over here. Now, I had a number of blanks that I could choose from. And I don't know. I sat there and okay, what do I want to do for cobs? And I chose uh, tiger print. I don't know. I don't think it was this one, but I chose a black and white one, and then I chose a blue one. Um, we're going to be making three of them. One of them, of course, is going to USEF. The other two will give them away. Um, and let me see. Let's get back out here. Well, let's just go ahead and start off. So I chose this. No, let's go back out here. Right here. Right here. I chose this piece right here. Kind of looks like a tiger's tail. I don't know, y'all. But it looked like it'd be something good on the on a cob. Um, little video here of me turning it down. Now keep in mind it was a square. Um, you'll see that. But I turn it down to a point to where we can start working with it. And now the thing that's kind of upsetting is you look at the characteristics of a blank and you think to yourself, man, that's got a lot of good color in it. It's got a lot of good swirl or, characteristic in it. And as you start turning it down, a lot of times you start turning away what you liked in the beginning. And that kind of happened here. It still kept up some good looking parts on the acrylic there. I forgot to mention these are acrylic blocks that I'm working with on my lathe right here. So, um, but yeah, after I turned it out, she got down to about like this. This one here was kind of interesting in the end. I should have turned it around, but there's like these two eyes. The way I'm going to be doing this stem, there's like these two eyes that are looking at you. Just happened to be that it turned out that way. Yeah. Let me go down and okay. So see if we can see it. Yeah. So I got this one turned down and set it for the country gentleman. And there's where I said these eyes right here. You see that? On both sides, this side and that side, there's these things that look like eyes. And I thought, okay, we'll go ahead and put those up on top. Now I haven't finished working. I drilled them out, but I haven't finished putting either a fishtail or a P-lip on them. And there's a reason for that. Yeah, I did screw around a little bit. Put a little bulbous area right here at the mortise tenon area. It's kind of, because it's fun. It's a cob. Cobs are fun, so I might as well do something fun on the stem also. I think I did a little bit of something on each stem. There's another picture of it. And you can see the other side. You can see that eye like I was talking about right here. Looks kind of weird. It's kind of crazy, but cobs are crazy. And of course, that I was smoking my Savinelli dry system, had coffee basically the whole time I was in the garage. I started up another one. You can all can see that one. This one's like a blue silver shimmer. I don't know what to say, y'all. Um, yeah, you can see all the different colors: light blue, dark blues, silvers, a white maybe is all jumbled up in this block right here. And I got to turning it, and when it turns down, I really don't know if you can see it's got a lot of character, but it's got a lot of characteristics. It's just got a lot going on in this stem right here. Um, Same thing with the other one. Now, when I get to a certain point, I had to whip to get my micrometer out, and I had to make sure that it will fit. The mortise tenon area will fit, together, nice and tight. I don't like mine's super tight. I don't want them loose either. So I try my best to get a nice snug fit versus tight or loose. So I work very hard in the very beginning to make sure that the mortise tenon area is good to go. And this one here, there you go. There's a picture of it in my Country Gentleman. And I put, I don't know if you can see it, put a little bit of artistic stuff there towards the bottom. Like I said, I did that with all of them. Here is the white one that I went ahead and turned up. It's white with black. Kind of has this granite countertop look to it, I'd say. But you can see that right there. But the dominant color on this stem is definitely white. And there, give you a closer look once I turn it down some. This one will be interesting. This one will be fun. This will be nice. I like this one too. And when we got done, that's what she looks at setting in the Country Gentleman there. Put just one small little bulbous area here. I didn't get crazy with a bunch of lines on this one, since you already had a bunch of lines throughout the stem itself. And now I thought I'd go ahead and show you this part also. I don't have a drill attachment for my lathe. It's not that I can't, it's just I haven't bought one. It's just so easy to pick up my drill and do it. And yeah, it's not as precise using a lathe with a drill attachment, but I have found a way that I get it pretty damn near close to precise. And I do it with a hand drill, with a very long drill bit, and I have a way of doing it where I get all the way through. I only go about 3/4 of the way through, and then I use a very small bit the last way, so I'm able to get that thinness out of the end of that stem. And here's one more picture of all three of them right there, all ready to go. Now, I said I had a question for y'all. I was just going to do all three of these in fishtail and just be done with it. But I'm going to ask you to put down the comments if you'd like to see these stems with a fishtail end or a P-lip end. And if the majority says fishtail, then that's what we'll do. Or if the majority of the comments say P-lip, then that's what we'll do there. So y'all let me know. If nobody comments, well, then I'll just make my mind up on what I want to do. Now, once I get all these comments and I decide how it's going to work out, we'll get these things all finished up, put a slight bend in them, just a small bend towards the end there, and we'll give these away next week. So go ahead, and I'm telling you now, officially, put your names in the hat if you would like a stem for your cobs. Country Gentleman is what it's fitted for, but pretty much all of the Missouri Meerschaum cobs are the same. So there you go. Put your names in the hat, and we'll get this going. Now, also, I wanted to give you an update. I found a way to make a tobacco pouch, and that'll be the next go round a project. I'll make up 2-3 of those, leather with a nice insert, and we'll be giving those away on the next go round. So I wanted to bring you an update on that. One last thing to show y'all is I started a new gun holster for a friend of mine. It just so happens he had basically the same rig as my wife does, and also wanted a place to put an extra magazine. So I went ahead and made up a pattern for the Sig. No, this isn't Sig. This is Smith & Wesson 9mm Shield. Now my wife's got the extended magazines on these. Right there. I don't know if y'all could see that. This right here allows you 2 more rounds because this is a single stack magazine, and when you put an extender on it, you get 2 more rounds. So you get a total of 10 rounds out of a single stack magazine, which is not bad. My double stack in my Sig Sauer P365, I get 10 rounds out of it, 10 plus 1. But it's a double stack. I like the shields, and I would have gotten one for myself had I have known at the time that they made an extender for it. Because when I looked at the Sig Sauer P365, you're going to get 10 rounds, 10 plus 1. But on the shield, you're going to get 8 plus 1. I was like, well, I'd like a couple extra just in case I need to double tap. So that's what I did. And I have absolutely no regrets with my Sig Sauer. I have 2 other Sig Sauers, a 45 and another 9mm, full size 9mm. And I love Sig Sauer. But the shield, very good weapon, and good stuff there. But went ahead, we're making a leather holster for this guy, and like I said, a place to put an extra magazine. And the person I'm making this for knows who they are. And here's kind of a bigger picture of the whole situation being done up after I got my patterns done. And that is very thick leather. 7 to 9 ounce leather. So the back side and the front side together, anywhere from 7 to 9. It could be anywhere from 14 to 18 ounces. By the time you're done. But my machine punches right through that stuff like butter, so I'm not worried at all. And let's go all the way down here. I am basically done with it. And now I put it in the vacuum pack to mold it. I also use a modeling spoon, which you can see this black thing right here. That's a modeling spoon that helps me mold the leather to the handgun. especially the trigger area here. You really need, you can use your thumbs to do it, but the trigger area right there, it's really nice if you have a modeling spoon to give it really good detail. It's also good detail to go down, at least from the trigger guard all the way out to the muzzle right there. The back side where the slide is, it's just basically straight, so it's not a big deal there. But I'll get the belt loops cut in this thing. We'll get that finish sewed out and do some finish work to it. And that'll be done. And we'll be sent out. But had a lot of fun this weekend. A lot of work, and then tried to get into my garage and get some things done. I probably would have finished some stems, but I thought to myself, I didn't ask them if they wanted a P-lip or fishtail. So y'all let me know, fishtail or P-lip on that. And don't forget that the next go round is going to be tobacco pouches. I really have grown to like mine, y'all. It's good stuff. Now, one thing about tobacco pouches is they do have a tendency to dry your tobacco out if you leave tobacco in the pouch for multiple days, which I do, and I'm okay with that. So I'll put a good amount of tobacco in a pouch, zip it up, and then I'll use it all day long at work. Even when I come home, maybe I still want to stay with that blend. I'm still smoking it. But I've noticed if I keep it in there for days, it does have a tendency to dry the tobacco out a little bit. So you keep that in mind. If you're a person who likes their tobacco to stay nice and moist, maybe put just a certain amount in the pouch for your day, and then be done with it, by that night. Or just dump it back out at the end of the night, whatever you choose to do. By the way, we're going to make up some really nice leather tobacco pouches. And then we'll give those away on the next go around. And we'll have probably some videos and something to look at on that. So that is coming in the future. But y'all, thanks for sitting with me, talk with me, letting me chat away for a little while here. I hope y'all have a good week. Stay warm if you're in a very cold climate. I mean, Dallas is very cold, y'all, but I know there's some places out there a lot colder than Dallas, and I don't know how y'all do it. Out of St. James Pipes posted video, just snowing big time. Hyper Dave had some videos with a lot of snow in it. So very cold out there. Y'all stay warm as you can. Take care of yourself. Take care of your families. And until next week, y'all, we'll see you. Pack a bowl, my friend, and don't forget to pass that blend. Pack it up, my friend, and then we'll ride up and we'll smoke in the ashes in the end. Pack a bowl, my friend. Pass me that blend, would you?